and I flipped and turned my car, and which was the scary part was I do remember. I don't know. I'm pretty sure my car was upside down because it was like my legs were just floating and I couldn't move them. And I was like, why can't I move my legs? What is going on? And then I was like, wait a minute. Am I paralyzed? Like, is this really happening right now? I was like, this is the beginning to the ending. Like, it was scary. So the next thing I know is I hear people and I see, well, I don't see, but I hear them cutting my door open, and then they cut my seatbelt open off, and I don't really remember too much after that. It was pretty blurry from that point on until I got to the hospital, which was still a blur. The first couple weeks in the hospital, which I'm gonna tell you about my injury. My injury is a C7, which when you have a spinal cord injury, it can be, well, there's different parts of it. Um, Mine was, my upper spinal cord, the upper part of my spinal cord, and that goes from C1 to like C8. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't really, I looked into it, but I didn't really research it fully. But I just know that I have a C7, and that's like, imagine C1 is like where your head is. So C7 is way down there, um, where your shoulders are, pretty much. And wherever it is pretty much like you can move above that, and you can't move anything below that. Um, I so my hands I can't move. I cannot. I use this thing to navigate my iPad. I use it to brush my teeth. I use it to eat, because I can't grab things. I can't hold things. My other hand, I can't. I same thing. I can't open it. My pinky's numb. I can't feel anything for both of them. Um, this right here is numb. I can't feel. I mean, I can feel things, but it's numb. Um, but I can move my arms. I can move my head. I can move my neck. I can move my shoulders, which is good. And then anything from the nipple line down, I can't. I can't feel. I can't move. Um, which kind of sucks. But you learn to cope with it. You learn to accept it, and you figure things out on how to deal with it. I mean, I'm new to this. I know once I go to rehab, it's going to be a whole different story. I will be figuring out a lot more things that I can do. So I'm excited for that. But, so the hospital, when I got to the hospital, I don't remember much of the first couple of days. Not gonna lie, it's very blurry. Um, but it did suck. Like, so what sucked is I got a surgery on the back of my neck, and they didn't my nurses didn't put a neck brace on me, and I had to get the surgery again because it like I broke it. I don't know what exactly happened. I just was told that because my nurses did not put my neck brace on, that I had to get that surgery again. Which that like hearing that is just like what like come on man, you have one job. But no, like it's cool. It happened. Um, so I had to get a surgery in the front of my neck, and then while I was in the hospital, I ate some food and it went down the wrong pipe, and so I had to get this. It wasn't even from the accident. This is like I don't know how to explain this one too well, but all I know is it it helps me to breathe, and the I have a red cap right now, which is like the best. Like I can breathe on my own. I don't need help from a machine. But when I first started, I had a tube running to a machine, and it needed to help me breathe, and it was just a whole mess in the beginning of the end of going to the hospital. I hated it. I was always in pain, and when I say pain, like I'm good with when it comes to like pain, and this was like no other. Um, I got my I had when I got my third surgery because of this one, because when they didn't put a neck brace on and I had to get it again. I swear to you that that was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. After they you go through a scale of 1 to 10 with pain. Nurses are like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your pain? You know what I'm saying? 10 being the worst. So I felt like after that surgery, 1 through 10, it was 100. Like I promise you, worst pain in my life. But they gave me the best medicine, and they hooked it to an IV, and it was just flowing, and I was gone, but I still felt it. It was extremely bad, but I got through it. That's probably the worst part about my the first I want to say the first floor I was on, because I was on different. I was in I don't know. I was in like 4 different areas of the hospital while being here, and the first area that I was in was just strictly pain and surgeries, and it was hard. It was tough. But the second area that I went to was ICU. It's like after you get surgeries, and what was that? The ICU. Yeah, that no, not the ICU. I was in a floor for over a month, and this was after all the surgeries, all the pain, and everything, and it was hard in the beginning. Like at first, I on August 8th, I'll never forget this day. I had I couldn't breathe, and when I started I told the nurse, like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and, I see that they're trying to do what they can, but then everything went white. Which people say everything goes black, people say this, people say that. For me, everything went white. And I went into this incredibly weird, I can't even explain it. It was scary. It was terrifying. I went into a trip that I've been in a lot of trips in my life. I will sit there and say that. But this was like no other. This was scary, and I could not explain it. And I told God, I knew I was dead. I just knew it. I was like, man, I died. I just died. Like, what is going on? This is crazy. And I told God, please don't let me go. Like, please, I'm not ready. And people can believe that it was God, but I know that it was the doctors, because when I came back and there was like 20 doctors around me, and when you see that, you're like, holy crap. Like, yo. And I remember my nurse being next to me, and I'm just like, did I just die? And they were like, whoa, you knew you died? I was like, yeah, like, that was, what just happened? And they told me, and I was just like, and that's just, and it was terrifying. That was probably the worst part about this room that I was in. It definitely one for the books. Dying. That's just like, not many people can say they have done that, and I mean, I was only dead for 20 seconds, so it's not like anything incredible, but it happened, and it was scary. And then let's see, and then my birthday, was August 12th. So August 8th, I died, and then boom, I got my birthday. And on my birthday, I got to see my family, which was amazing. It's always a blessing when you see family. Like throughout this whole time of being there, my brother was always there. So it like made it so, like I always had that someone to like look forward to seeing, and it just made it easier. But yeah, on my birthday I saw all my family, and it was great. But like I had horrible stomach pains for no reason, and all the doctor, I would try to get my nurse to like figure out what's going on, and she could never.
Can I help you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
And that was the worst part. Like I couldn't really enjoy my birthday because I was having stomach pains, and but I made it through that. That was like whatever. There was nights where I just like was going through pain. Like the pain never left, man. Like since I went to the first room to this room, my pain just stayed. It got better. I would say it got a little better, but not enough to where I can be like, oh man, I'm okay. Like, I needed medicine 24/7, and then the medicine would run out in 2 hours. Without the medicine, I'm just dealing with pain, and but me, I'm tough. I got through it. Um, there was this one night, my brother was there. He witnessed it, and he will tell you how scary it was to watch me go through this. But it was scary to go through it. My arm was twitching. I guess it was having muscle spasms. I think I like to believe that I was using my hands so much with my iPad that my arm just started spazzing. And when I say it was spazzing, it was doing it for, I want to say 12 hours, maybe less than that. But it was doing this nonstop for a very long time. And when I, mind you, my shoulders were already hurting because of my injury and my surgeries, and it sucked. Like, it wouldn't stop. It would just kept going and going and going, and it wouldn't even slow down. Wouldn't speed up. It wouldn't do nothing but sit there and do this non-stop. And I just, that was horrible. That was just like, so there's times where in the hospital, like, I'm sure people don't express like what they go through in the hospital. I don't know. And for me, like, some of these experiences weren't even a part of, what I'm having surgery and my injury. And it's like these things are just out of nowhere, random, and I'm not ready for it, and it just happens. And I'm just like trying my best to deal with it, and nurses usually can't always help that problem, which is fine. Like, they do their best, and so you can't really take it out on them. And it's like there's no one I can take it out on. There's nothing I can do. I just have to sit there and endure whatever pain from it, whatever misery. But nah, you get through it, and you fight those battles. And you know that, like, fighting those battles is gonna make you stronger and get you through your stay in the hospital. Like, if you get through this, you're gonna be better, you're gonna be stronger, and you're gonna be able to say you did this. And so, like, there's a lot of things that I'm not even speaking on that I went through. Sorry.
Yeah, you're okay. Thank you.
That I went through that I didn't know. I don't remember, and I'm not able to remember and tell you, but it was horrible. So, after the hospital, which, not after, what's gonna happen after the hospital is I should be going to a rehab. Sorry about that. Should be going to a rehab, which I'm actually waiting on a bed. Which, waiting on a bed can take forever. And it's already been like a week since I've been told I'm waiting on a bed. So it'll probably be a couple more weeks. I don't know. But I am waiting on a bed to go to rehab. And rehab is where it's really going to go down. I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm excited. Like, not many people would say that. I mean, not many people. I know, I can only imagine the amount of people that are like, fuck this, fuck that, I don't want to do anything. Because, like, really, this is, like, destroys who you are. And, like, definitely with this type of energy or injury, you just don't want to be alive sometimes. Like, you're just like, screw this. Like, I have to deal with this for the rest of my life. I don't want to have a life. And it's like, I can get that. I can understand. But you have to overcome that. Because if you don't, then you'll be stuck in that. And, like, nobody wants to be in a place where they don't want to be here. Because it's miserable. So, I'm just ready for rehab. Let's see. That's pretty much it. You know, I talked about my injury, my accident, and my stay here. I'll create a video when I go to rehab. I will tell people about that. But I hope y'all enjoy. And if you have any comments, keep them like, keep them reasonable. Don't talk shit. For real, like, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. If it's bad, I don't care. But if you have good comments, please leave them down below. Meow.